place in the O'Reilly's across the street. I've been spending a lot of time here, man. I'm claiming this is a good spot to get some old tires right there. Just go behind the Denny's and find some old scrap tires, I suppose. Garbage. Look at that Mercedes-Benz van. What the? What? Question! Question, people. How come? Question just popped up in the head. Ah, man, now I can't get a picture of it. Maybe you've seen it really quick and you could freeze frame the video. But that Mercedes-Benz van has an EU, that's a European Union license plate, or for you people from the UK, a number plate on the front. I see this quite often in the States. There's a regular license plate on the front, but yeah. Ooh, big pothole. Huge pothole. Massive. Yeah, well, anyway, so I would have to get out of the truck to show that. I think, yeah. Because the guy went, damn it, I'm trying to make a video and people make it impossible. Okay, well, the guy went in front. So, I don't know, maybe we could grab a quick glimpse of the front of the vehicle. Damn it, man. Crafty. Alright. Now I'm determined. See, you aggravate the king and then you make him determined. So what's up with the EU license plate? And I see this fairly often on cars. Wow, look at all the cigarette butts. See? What's with the EU license plate? And then there's just a regular Illinois license plate on the back. And I see a lot of it. Well, I keep wanting to say a lot of it, but I bet you I see maybe about 5 to 10 cars per day with an EU license plate on the front. And I don't know, it's just like a whatever. Look at the guys looking. And like a whatever, he went out the back door. But he made it impossible to go and check out, so I had to go and look. What is it? Tell me! What the heck? Why? What's with the EU license plate? I don't get it. An EU plate on the front. Now, this might not just be Mercedes products, but this could be any car. I've seen I've seen BMWs. I've seen Chevys. I've seen Cadillacs. I've seen Chrysler products, Toyotas. Doesn't really seem to matter what brand of car. I've seen Range Rovers. I've seen Lincolns. You name it, I've seen it. With an EU license plate on the front and whatever state on the back. You know, just pick your state. Doesn't matter. Well, that braking didn't feel good. Looked a little weak. Well, no massive videos today because I didn't go scrapping that much. I only found a couple of lawnmowers and a few other assorted items. Because I didn't really scrap that much. Maybe a little hit and miss scrapping yesterday too. So in total, I probably found about maybe $50 worth of scrap over the entire weekend, when normally I find about maybe $600 worth. Okay, and that pretty much sets my week. Everything I find over the weekend. Of course, I go out scrapping every day, but the big heavies are Saturday, about 35%, and then Sunday, about 65%. But I didn't scrap that much because, well, I guess the government is coming back to take a look at the property again. So everything needs to be put to military grade. I'll put it that way. You know, because if you think about it, they're an extension of the police department, and police department is a de facto unit of the military. Sort of, right? That's what I'm claiming. It's like a civilian military force. And yeah, well, Kingdom, you're supposed to maintain your property. Man, I'm held to a higher standard. I really am. I feel that way anyway. I mean, to the point where it's ridiculous. So, what I need to do, because I'm so sick of it, is actually harming my family's mental health and my family's well-being, because, well, they should do chores, but then I get all kinds of resistance from everybody in my family. They don't really want to do it because there's so much work to do. I don't know. I just don't think I don't think a house or an apartment or a mobile home or anything like that is for me. I'm just tired of it. You know, moving to a new location, well, that would take heavy bike, a car, and me. Okay. Moving to another location would take heavy prospecting. Like, I would have to stake the place out. You know, kind of like a... If you ever watched nature really intensely, sometimes like I do. If you ever watch like robins in the spring, okay, you can learn a lot from like watching nature. If you watch robins in the spring, the robin, both the male and the female, they will stake out the territory. They will perch themselves on a branch, and they will, for hours on end and days on end, before they decide on a spot to build a nest, they will scope out the territory. They'll scope out, you know, food resources, threats, you know, like other natural predators, and other territorial claims from other robins, amongst other bird species too that might not get along with robins. Which robins are pretty aggressive, so there really isn't a lot of other bird species that are really a big threat to a robin. But there are some. I'm not sure exactly what ones they are, but now I'm getting too far off the topic. My point is even something simple as a bird, before it decides on building a home that it feels would lend itself the best opportunity for the family to grow and succeed, they spend a lot of time scoping out where to put the nest, what tree to put the nest in, and what the threat level is, what the resource level is, you know, like building materials, food, etc. And that's what I didn't do when I bought this frickin' house, okay? I gave it a cursory look. Hey, wow, this is a really, I mean, comparatively, I lived in an apartment above a Chinese restaurant, and that was a shithole, okay? Rat, cockroach, and mouse infested. I had to throw everything out, just about, okay? I took very little with me. Then I moved into a condominium that belonged to my grandmother, and I had to pay off 3 relatives that had claims to the property. And yeah, I got that thing paid off in 2.5 years. Scrapping and fixing up cars and selling them. And then I got back in the 90s, you know, towards the middle second term of the Clintons, there was, you could get a loan. You could get what was known as a liar loan, and that's what led to the economic collapse of 2008, 2009. Was what was going on about 10 years earlier. People were able to get, because credit was really loose, you could get what was known as a liar loan, and all you had to do was have a pulse, show up to a, you know, a B and C level credit lending institution, and you could get a mortgage. Yeah, sure, the interest rate was high. It was probably about maybe 300 or 400 basis points, which is about $400 4% higher than the going rate. So at the time, the going rate was maybe about 6%, and my loan was for like 10.75%. But anyway, I got that house, and that was the one that the government made me tear down. I had to tear down my own house. That's a long story. That kind of gave me a few mental issues, which I still have to this day, about having to have to pay to tear down your own home. And then being forced to either keep the land and keep it vacant and never build there again, or second choice, sell the land to a developer. So I chose to sell my property to a developer. And I was homeless for about 6.5, 7 months. So I slept in my scrap truck. I just kept moving around. And yeah, I got bad sleep. It was during the winter time. It would get down to like sometimes 20 below. It was really rough. So to this day, I don't sleep in a bed. I sleep on the floor because I never wanted to get too used to luxurious accommodations, which to most people are, that's normal. I sleep on the floor, okay, because I just cannot make the adjustment to sleeping in a bed ever again. Can't do it. So, yep, that episode in life pretty much permanently fucked me up. So living here, okay, we got this fucking cunt next door, okay, which these people need it delivered to them in the worst possible way, and I just can't figure out what I should do that's totally legal, okay, that would make life unbearable for these people, because in the 14 years that I've lived here, they've made life, for me, almost unbearable. Sure, I mean, nobody wants to look at shit, okay? Got it, alright? But before the argument, it used to be, you know, like when they call the government, it was scrap, he's running a business, okay? That's not the case anymore, okay? I mean, the grass is trimmed, the bushes are trimmed, everything's trimmed, you know, but it's never enough, okay? It is never enough. I know, I've gotten suggested, oh, you should move to Slab City, okay? That's the rule of the jungle, and I would not survive. Alright? It just wouldn't, well, I would just give up. Okay, it's easier to just kill yourself. There's no point in living. I mean, why bother? I mean, you know, you're just forcing the issue. There's no sense in but yeah, this has just been wrong from the beginning. You can't have nothing here. You can't do nothing here. You could pay attention to the ground. You could be a groundskeeper. You could clean the ground, mow the ground, mow the grass, and cut the weeds, and spray the insecticide, and spray the herbicide, and spray the poison into the dirt. Because of them. If your car stops running, you have to get rid of it. Yeah, it gets kind of expensive. This turd, the only thing really wrong with it is it's got a little radiator leak or antifreeze leak, and I don't know, needs to be washed. I don't know why that's open. Alrighty, fire it up. Later.